Before becoming a professor at Mercyhurst University, Dr. Fred Hoffman spent 30 years of his life serving our country in the military and intelligence fields. He's now just returning from a trip to Romania, where he briefed the Romanian government on many different security issues throughout the entire world. As part of a relationship between Mercyhurst University, the United States Defense Intelligence Agency, and the Romanian intelligence services, Dr. Fred Hoffman is just returning from his third trip to the country of Romania.
We had a 3-day session with them, and they had several dozen of their military intelligence professionals in the room, and I presented to them on different topics, some of which were like Russian disinformation, Russian strategic competition, why we're susceptible to disinformation in the West, and they totally loved it.
During the presentations, Hoffman was able to listen to the country's position in the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine.
They're a country bordering both Ukraine and Moldova. Okay, Moldova used to be part of Romania. So they have a lot of Ukrainian refugees there. Sometimes the Russians will shoot drones or ballistic missiles, and it'll overshoot Ukraine and land, in or fly over Romania. So they're a frontline state.
And when it comes to the Russian government and Vladimir Putin, Hoffman warned the Romanians about Russia's attempts to influence elections worldwide.
They've tried it here in this country, 2016, 2020, 2024. They've done it in European countries. They try messaging the people. They just had a thing where the president of Romania, that election was influenced by TikTok out of China, Chinese company TikTok. And they ended up with a far-right pro-Putin candidate. So they ended up saying, no, these elections are fraudulent, we have to do them over again. So the Russians are trying to manipulate what's going on in Romania, most definitely. If the Ukrainians break through in a couple of places and make some rapid strides, it's going to be like the Russian front in 1917. I think it's going to be panic.
Are they still on course right now to win it, or are you still confident in your prediction?
Well, I think that the Ukrainian, a couple of things. The Ukrainians, they're outmanned, outnumbered. So the thing is, the good news, if you want to call it that, is they're killing a lot more Russians than they're losing Ukrainians. Because when you're in a defensive battle, the attacker is at greater risk, right? And the Russians, they lost the best of their military, and now they've had to bring in 10,000 North Koreans, right? So they're throwing them into the gap as well, and they're getting slaughtered on a daily basis, losing thousands of men literally every day, about 1,500 men. So do I think the Ukrainians could win? I think if we appropriately and adequately arm them, yeah, I think they could, defeat the Russians.
And Hoffman and I also discuss Romania's position with NATO and the incoming Trump administration. You'll be able to see that full conversation on Inside Erie Politics this Sunday at 11:30 a.m. on WICU.